So we don't really take ourselves too serious here at Jayztwocents. We like to have fun, kind of keep things lighthearted, show our mistakes, just sort of goof around. We've done some fun collaborations in the past, like the Terry Crews project. We've done some stuff with Newegg and a few other brands, Linus Tech Tips, obviously the Post Malone build. A lot of fun stuff, very lighthearted. So when Make-A-Wish reached out to us and said that there was a kid whose wish was to meet me and make a computer, I was like, really? Me? Of all people? We were honored, to say the least.
Hi, my name is Kees. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in February of 2018, and ever since then my life has been different, to say the least. It was like a Friday morning before school. We were going to go out for breakfast, and then that came in, kind of ruined our life for the next couple months.
As a parent of a child going through cancer, it's been very difficult, as one might imagine. It was horrifying, especially the way we found out. But I think it doesn't really matter how a parent finds out that their child has cancer, right? It's going to be a horrible thing. But we had an amazing support system across the board: family, friends, our church, and our neighbors. And that's what got us through.
Make-A-Wish has changed this experience a lot. Near the beginning of my treatment, my sister actually referred me to Make-A-Wish. Ever since that, I've been looking forward to this so much. As I was driving into the Micro Center parking lot to get the computer parts, seeing Jay and his whole crew there, standing there, was just, it kind of hit me in the face right there that I was there and so were they.
So when we first started filming at Micro Center, it was kind of a feeling out process. We're both a little nervous. I'm nervous, he's nervous, his parents are there, Make-A-Wish is there, there's lots of eyes. Then he kind of started loosening up, I loosened up, and I learned quickly that the kid's quick. He's witty, and he fits right in. He's got dry, sarcastic humor, and so we immediately started having fun with that. He took everything we had in stride and he dished it back, plenty.
I also want to give a huge thank you to Micro Center, because when we talked to them about this particular project where Kees reached out to us with wanting to build his dream system with us and Make-A-Wish, we thought what better place to do it than here at Micro Center, since it's local, huge part selection, and obviously they stepped up and said we would love to be a part of this project. So what we're going to do now is we're going to walk around, we're going to find all the parts to build an amazing system, which he tells me he wants to do live streaming, right? You want to start doing live streaming?
Yeah.
Any particular games you want to stream?
Rocket League, PUBG, and probably Rainbow Six Siege. Those are my...
Okay, awesome. So you're a Tom Clancy fan? Have you tried the Division 2 yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, we'll see if we can get you a code for that while we're here. So, all right, let's go ahead and start putting together the pieces, and then we need to build it.
Ever since I stepped foot outside the car at Micro Center and stepped foot into Micro Center, I've just been saying that it's so surreal, because it probably won't even hit me for a while yet, but it's just so weird being here with my favorite YouTuber, and yeah, it's just been so amazing to be here.
Mom, you're embarrassing me! Mom, you're embarrassing me in front of the cool guys!
Ever since I was young, I've always been interested in tech and computers. Over the past couple years, I played a lot of video games, and ever since I was diagnosed, watching Jay's videos and playing video games were two of the main things that kept me sane. My current system is an old Intel i7 2600, 12 gigs of RAM, DDR3. I think I overclocked him a bit, and a 1050 Ti that I have basically pushed to the limits on overclocking. I'm looking forward to probably playing games at higher than 45 frames a second on medium to high detail.
All right, so here's the parts that we chose. We're back at the studio here with Kees, and we're getting ready to build this. So let's go ahead and go over the parts, because you kind of saw us choose them and stuff, but we didn't really talk about why. So 9900K. Right, you had this on your PC part picker list.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic value in terms of having the computing power to be able to do things like live streaming. You said you wanted to do that. The overclocking of it is fantastic. It keeps the costs more reasonable without going to an X platform, which for the most part isn't even going to be that much value to that. So motherboard, what do we choose over there? You want to tell us?
The maximum Maximus 11.
It's harder than it looks, right?
Yeah, it is. The Maximus 11 Hero Wi-Fi on the Z390 it is, I think.
In terms of memory, 32 gigs of the Trident Z RGB. We've got, of course, the Asus 2080 Ti Strix card that we're putting in there. They didn't have this in stock at Micro Center, so this is one of my personal cards. So I'm proud to be able to give this to you to enjoy for all your gaming needs. We've got our RM1000X power supply, which should be more than enough for this build. 1 terabyte NVMe SSD from Samsung. This is the 970 EVO Plus, and then we've got the 860 QVO, which is a 2 terabyte SATA drive. So the idea here was that you're gonna have plenty of room for all your games, because what were you telling me? You have an 80 gig SSD now?
I have a 180 gig SSD, which kind of had to compress the Windows files in order to get a couple games on there.
Especially with the amount of storage now needed for modern games. In terms of cooling, I forgot to mention, we have the Corsair H150i Pro. So this is the 360 millimeter variant of their H series. We also used the white Corsair 560X crystal. So they recently came out with a white variant of that, which is neat. You can kind of see the skeleton in there. Obviously, you know how to build a computer?
Oh yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos, but never built one before.
Oh, this is gonna be even better. I didn't realize you'd never built one before. Yeah. I kind of want to just stand back and just sort of let you do it, and then guide you as you go if you have any questions. I think that would be the appropriate thing to do here. I think you should have as little hands-on from me as possible. That way you can also say, I built this. So what do you think?
All right, that sounds good. Unboxing complete.
Oh, see how easy? It's easy when you're watching at home, isn't it?
I'll be honest, if he hadn't told me that he'd never built a computer before, I would have probably called him a liar, because he knew exactly what he was doing. He's researched the parts, he's watched plenty of our videos, Linus's videos, plenty of other YouTubers' videos on building computers. And it makes me feel like we did a good job because he knew what he was doing. And that was cool.
Yeah, you look bored.
I felt like I was doing nothing. Like, why was I here? It was Kees 2 cents for the day, literally.
More or less curiosity for me, like what happened to make you realize something wasn't right?
Well, I was sick for about a week.
But what kind of sick? Like flu?
Just like, yeah, flu-ish cold. Then we went to my pediatrician and she just pointed out, what's that lump on your neck?
But there was enough symptoms from the start to go, okay, this isn't just a normal cold or...
Yeah.
So the pediatrician from the get-go was concerned?
Yeah, she scheduled blood tests that we later found out that were kind of pointing towards Hodgkin's lymphoma, which was what I had.
I imagine the treatment started pretty quickly?
Yeah, the next month.
Yeah, he's pretty progressed.
Oh, see, that would have been a 900 on the table if that were out right now. You see that?
When Kees said he wanted to meet a YouTuber for his Make-A-Wish, first of all, I was delighted to hear that his older sisters said, oh, that's like the dumbest idea imaginable. But I thought, oh, this sounds really fun. This is something that's right up Kees's alley. It's something that I can't relate to because of my generation, but I know this means a lot to Kees, and it seemed like an okay idea to me. So today has been a really fun day to see Kees experiencing so much joy. I guess I anticipated that, but I didn't realize how much fun he would have today with this Make-A-Wish experience, especially today, doing the shopping spree. Meeting Jay and everybody for today was just a true delight for me as his mom, to see him go through these things. And being in the back scenes during the video of the build today, it really was a treat to sit back and watch and see him all throughout the build. Very fun to watch, just to participate in his joy and to see the interaction with him and with Jay. We've talked about it, I guess, a lot along the way, but especially in the past couple days, about how the strangeness of we're here because of an awful thing, but the awful thing is there's a good thing coming out of that awful thing. Then there's this wonderful opportunity with Make-A-Wish to be doing this right now. I mean, it's been such a joy to see him experiencing what he's been experiencing here the past couple days and what will be happening.
Moment of truth. Go ahead. It's normal. You should get an image here. There it is. Yeah. It's not hard, is it?
No.
It's easy. You just have to be sarcastic. You know, that's all it takes is some sarcasm to be able to build a computer. So you said this is your first full computer build that you've done from scratch. How do you feel? How do you think it went?
I think it went pretty well. There were some hiccups, but everything's working now. So yeah.
Yeah, so we dealt with this particular motherboard for whatever reason didn't want to let us use fan splitters off of any of the PWMs, and even a fan splitter controller where you plug in one PWM header and then the controller does the rest. So we ended up just switching it to the high amp output and everything's working fine. AIO is showing up perfectly fine. Everything works. What do you think the most difficult part is? I always ask people this when they build a computer for the first time. What's the most difficult part?
I'm not really sure. The most time-taking part would probably be cable management.
And you're going to probably play around with this a bunch even after you get it home in terms of like changing the way cables are routed and stuff. I bet you completely rebuild it. I wouldn't be surprised if you do for fun, you take it apart and rebuild it. I have no doubt that's going to happen at some point.
But I don't think there's much of a difficult part to this.
Well, I'll be honest. If you hadn't told me you've never built a computer before from scratch, like you told me you've changed like RAM and stuff like that, I would have said, I don't believe you. Because it seemed like you were pretty natural and it sounds like you're pretty techie. You know, you were talking about you built a Tesla coil for school or something. Obviously, we have a natural born computer enthusiast here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see more great things from you in the future. But obviously, thanks for this opportunity for us. Honestly, I mean, I think the experience here went both ways.
Yeah.
Sure. Huge thank you to Make-A-Wish for bringing Kees out, and of course, Kees family for taking the time to do this as well. So enjoy it.
I will.
If we play games together, you better let me win.
Fine.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and end this now and let you enjoy it. Right. So thank you. I'm glad you're still with us. And, to a lifelong of good health.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys. See you in the next one. He even walked off stage left. It was perfect.
He's such a natural.
This is one of those weird ones that doesn't have a push button. You have to twist that. Should have seen Phil try to use it for the first time.
You should have seen Jay try to use it for the first time.
Hey.
The motherboard did a 900.
Hey. Oh yeah. Torqued it away. The whole motherboard turned.
Third time's the charm.
Thought you watched my videos.
You don't go over every single screw.
I don't remember. We've done so many builds.
It's almost like you're a computer building channel.
Almost.
You're not there yet.
We try. I can see your frustration building already with the wires. It's funny to watch, kind of.
Thanks.
I've taught them well.
Or I've just watched enough of Linus's videos.
That would be why you keep dropping the screws.